Hello, my friends. This is going to be a quick little read for messages for the new moon in Sagittarius happening on Friday, December 7th. The good news about this new moon, guys, a lot of the energy lately for the full moons that we've been having and these different retrogrades, they've been heavy energy, and they've been a lot of energy coming in to help us like cleanse and release and purge and all that good stuff. However, with this new moon in Sagittarius, this energy is a little bit more optimistic. It's more encouraging. It's more like, hey, I can do it. I've come a long way, and I'm gonna go and accomplish some dreams. So some of us might be feeling a little bit more hopeful as we're coming into the full moon. Not everybody. Some of you are still kind of feeling down, and that's okay too. But we're going to see what messages are coming in for us all with this Sagittarius new moon. The new moon, for those of you who don't know, the energy is really excellent for manifesting, for calling in new things, new opportunities, things that we're trying to manifest. So it's very positive energy in that way. Put my little trumpet there. Very positive energy in that way. So let's see what messages are coming up with that energy for us. So we all have strength. So you all have been through a lot, right? And you're coming into a time or into an energy where that strength is going to serve you well. Like you have more confidence, more belief in yourself. Now, if you watched the last video that I did for the full moon, if I'm not mistaken, this card came up. And now it's coming up like in the past. So to me, I feel like this is really, really confirming very strongly. Like, you know, the angels are wanting you all to know that you are strong enough, that you have developed this strength, that you're going to get through, that everything you've been through up until this point, there's been a reason for it. And you've been shaped or prepared, almost like a trial by fire, or like being refined or being prepared for a bigger purpose, a bigger goal, or whatever had come into your path, came into your path to help you release and to heal. So this is coming in as a confirmation, in my opinion, because it came up in the last moon reading as like a future thing that was going to happen, and now it's coming up more as like what's already happened. So I would take that as a pretty significant confirmation. We have gratitude, right? So you have your strength, you've got your strength, you're strong, you've been through a lot, you've learned a lot from those experiences, you're moving forward, and to have gratitude, to have appreciation for the things that you've been in. And so I do feel, because one of the messages I was just talking about was how, you know, you're strong and you went through things for a reason, and now I have gratitude coming up here. This is making me feel like some of you are having these really big epiphanies or realizations of why certain things happened to you, why you had certain experiences and how they shaped you and how they prepared you. So some of you are able to have gratitude, not just healing from an experience, but to say, hey, you know what, like maybe I didn't enjoy that when it was happening, but here's why I'm glad that it happened, or here's what it taught me that I could be grateful for. And again, with the butterfly wings kept coming up last time too. It's helped you transform. I think a lot of you are, like, your eyes are opening up, and you're seeing the progress that you have made and the ways that you have grown, and maybe some crummy things have happened, but you're seeing the positive that has come through those things that happened. Okay, we have gentleness here coming in as we're going into the more present energy around this new moon. Now, this is very interesting to me, this particular card, because it's a card about gentleness, but the person who put this deck together, for whatever reason, decided to have a bride as a symbol of that. And to me, it's just the whole prospect of, you know, I guess traditionally, if we're looking at the stereotypes, like, you know, the virgin bride and this fragile thing. I don't, maybe if that's what was in the artist's mind putting this together. But to me, I take it more as, like, if you think about in a traditional sense, a bride getting married on her wedding day, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of promise, right? And it's something that you're going into with like a seriousness. I don't want to say somber, because it's not somber. It's not a sad occasion, but it's not like, you know, you just graduated law school or you just ran a marathon. You're not running down the aisle like high-fiving everybody. Maybe in some like more playful weddings or something, some people have that, you know, showiness or display or whatever, like we see in the YouTube videos or whatever, people trying to go viral with their weddings. But for the most part, you know, you're going into this beginning with like a certain commitment and a certain seriousness and a certain appreciation or romanticism, like a romantic energy. So to me, this coming in, we talked about how the new moon is a time for manifesting new things, and Sagittarius was like making us more hopeful, maybe even a little bit more romantic. So this tells me that a lot of you are coming into this energy where you're not only seeing chances for new things, but you're really thinking about a whole new life, and you're making a commitment to it. You're making a promise to yourself, or a promise to have this life. So a lot of you are just feeling very accepting of yourself and very beautiful and very appreciated. Maybe not by other people, maybe like within yourself and towards yourself. And you're making a vow. You're coming into making a new agreement. You're breaking the old agreements of conflict, of poverty, of low self-esteem, whatever it may be. You're breaking all of those old agreements, and you're coming into a new agreement, a new commitment towards honoring yourself and having a better, happier, brighter future. Maybe some of you are manifesting, you know, like literal marriage. But, you know, it's a general reading. It's going to be different for different ones of you. The next card here is purity. Now, isn't this so interesting, you guys? Look, we have like this typical traditional thought of like the virgin bride. And the next card was purity. Like, isn't that interesting? Like how they're tying in together and how they're really showing up in a very cohesive way. I mean, we could have had any card, and these are what came out together. So again, how I said a lot of you are going in with that energy of like a bride starting this new chapter in her life, starting this new life, making a commitment, you know, feeling the beauty, the hope, the inspiration, the romance of life, and then coming into this energy of purity. Now, what could that mean? Well, as you're going forward and manifesting this new life and these dreams, I think a lot of you are beginning to have more acceptance of yourself. I think a lot of you have been waking up, and I've talked about this in the other videos. A lot of the times when we are waking up, we'll hit a certain stage where we start seeing things about ourselves that we felt really bad about. Like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Or like as we wake up, we see times in which we have behaved in a low vibrational way. And purity is like just feeling very cleansed of that. Not having the negative self-judgment, not beating up yourself and saying, oh, you did this or you did that, or, you know, you behaved shady or you behaved immorally or whatever it might be. Not having those labels within yourself, having a very fresh and clean start. And as you're moving forward in getting these dreams or this new way of life, it's no longer about ego. You're not doing it because you're wanting to impress somebody. You're not doing it because you're wanting to have like these selfish ulterior motives in terms of, you know, manipulating other people or impressing other people or whatever it might be. It's just from the pureness of your heart, for the joy. I think a lot of you also are looking at wanting to be successful in some way because you're looking for this success to give you an opportunity to do good for others, maybe even be charitable, to bring honor to a certain belief or a certain organization. It's much more about doing what you're doing for the love of it and coming from a place of love and less from a place of ego, less from a place of ulterior motives. Very genuine energy. Outcome is intention. Now, this is a card that's basically letting you know that you're about to move forward and you're about to make things happen. And it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. But you need to set an intention. You need to work deliberately. I think a lot of people that come onto the spiritual path and they go through the whole awakening thing and manifesting, sometimes they make the mistake of being too open. Like, oh, I'm just surrendering to the universe and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm completely and totally open, universe. I'm completely and totally open, God. Like, it's great to be open and to leave that room for the universe or for higher power to come in and to work their plan. But not everything in life is predetermined. Not everything in life is a matter of destiny. The majority of our life we decide through our own, thoughts and actions and plans. And, we have these higher powers that are loving enough to give us that wiggle room, to give us some space to be creative and not have everything in our life planned. So as you're moving forward, set intentions. Specifically, what do you want? And I've used this example in other readings if you've read with me privately, or if you've followed like the social media daily cards. Like if you walked into a restaurant and you ordered a salad, right? And you were thinking of like a nice light like garden salad, and the waiter comes back with like this chef's salad or this Cobb salad, and it's got like big globs of cheese and bacon and meat and all kinds of things and like a creamy dressing, and it's really heavy, and you're like, whoa, like that's not what I was thinking at all. I wanted the salad, that's not what I was thinking. You got a salad, you asked for one and you got for one. But you need to be a little bit more specific in your plans and your steps moving forward, because you are sometimes leaving too much wiggle room. And then when you do end up calling in what you've called in, it's not what you had anticipated, or it's not what you had wanted. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like somebody might say, oh, I want to call in like my highest soulmate. Soulmates aren't all romantic. Some soulmates are romantic, some aren't. Your highest level soulmate may be an unconditional love soulmate, and it could be a puppy. It could be a kid. It could be a best friend, right? Where it's nothing to do with romance. Nothing to do with romance. Nothing to do with like physical intimacy. None of that, right? So maybe you're not going to say, I want my highest soulmate. Maybe what you're going to say is, I want my highest romantic soulmate. I want my romantic life partner. Okay, well, what is that? Is that somebody you're married to? Is that somebody you're living with? Is that somebody that you're okay with having, a long distance relationship? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there because there's a lot of ways where you could meet this perfect person for you and you could have a relationship. There's a billion different ways to have a relationship. So you're going to want to be specific. Intention to me is also being very specific as you're moving forward. You're going forward with a plan. You have an end game here, right? And you want to focus on an end game. It's nice to be open and willing for change and be open to change, but there needs to be some kind of a plan. You can't just go all completely open willy-nilly, as you're moving into manifesting. So, my friends, I think that this is really beautiful energy that's coming in. I think this is very welcomed for a lot of us, especially those who've been struggling for a really long time. I mean, what a beautiful symbolism here. I mean, like a bride, a whole new beginning, the purity, the gratitude, the strength, setting intention, moving forward. I feel like a lot of you feel like you're finally getting a chance right now to turn over a new leaf. And I think a lot of you have a new lease on life, and you're just really coming into this energy where you're like, this is it. I'm doing the rest of my life a lot better than I did the first half of my life, or whatever it might be. A lot of you are coming into this energy born again, and that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me be part of your journey, my friends. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey with all these different videos and all these different readings. Take care.